I'm at Crater Lake National Park right now in Oregon, and I'm super excited to share with you guys what's going on in the van. I just picked her up about 2 days ago, so she's fairly new to me, but I really want to share the build with you guys, so here it goes. First things first, if you do like this video, I would really appreciate it if you gave a thumbs up, and if you also subscribe to my channel, I would be forever grateful. So let's get into it. So right here we got some lights going. So if I flick these switches, this is the top LED lights. And in the back, the LED lights. And then this switch is underneath here. The really cool thing about these lights is that they not only go on and off, but you can dim them. So right here is the dial that shows how much battery I have. So right now I'm actually at 100% because the van has been sitting in the sun for a while. So this is good just to kind of gauge where you're at. Well, this is a Lagoon table mount, a piece of butcher block, but it's held by this Lagoon table mount. This is actually a pretty flexible table. You can really twist it however you'd like. If I wanted to come in and maybe turn it around a little bit, I could have it facing this way. I could also push it out. If I wanted to push it just completely out of the way, I could do that as well. The top of this butcher block comes off and actually sits itself right in the middle of the booth here so that we have a functioning bed. So I'm just gonna loosen this up a little bit. Okay. And then we pull this off. And this fits really nicely right here. It's pretty heavy because it's butcher block, so I'm just gonna be careful. And then I can actually just turn this away. Eventually there'll be a couple of cushions there that will serve as the mattress, but for now, voila. Underneath here, we have some storage, and this is where the batteries are installed, as well as the inverter and some of the mechanics that I have to do with the solar panels. So this is kind of like the spaceship hub of it all, and that closes nicely. And I mean, technically I could store some things right there, maybe some shoes, but I just wouldn't want to mess with any of the wires, so right now that's how it's going to stay. And then I also have an empty storage space here. And this third seat is the water tank. So I think that's about a 26 gallon water tank, and the water pump is over there in the corner. So the ceiling is actually one of my favorite features of the van. I just think it looks so natural and earthy. Cedar planks all throughout the ceiling. We love cedar planks. Also, something that's really important when you're doing some type of van conversion is to have a fan. Propane will kill you. So this is the Max Air Fan, and it runs from a remote, which I actually have the remote in this little handy dandy drawer here with all the manuals. Turn that off now. Another thing that we got going on here is storage, overhead storage. That's super important. I've gotten rid of a lot of things, but not everything. These are wicker. This is a Spanish wicker textile sort of surface. It just adds to it. It makes it a little bit more stylish. They open up, very clean woodwork. And they close. One thing I gotta do is install some latches on these overhead storage containers because, you know, when you're driving the van, you don't want everything to be rattling and falling all over the place because that's really fun. So we have two up here. And then we have 5 actually on this side, same style. I went with a butcher block countertop as well. It kind of matches the Lagoon tabletop. I got a sink here, running water, perfect. Also can spray the shit out of you. A 3-burner stovetop. So the stovetop runs off of propane, which is actually stored underneath of the sink. And it's in this box here. So if I just pull up, there you can see the propane tank, and it's strapped up nice and safe with a little buckle. And then I can just put that back on there. Next to it, we have the water pipe. So that goes from the sink and drains down to the bottom of the van. I don't have a gray water tank right now. Who knows, that might change in the future, but that's the situation. 3 drawers here. And you know, this bottom one will probably be for more of like the heavier pots and pans. And then these ones are a little bit smaller. Outlets are really important so we can charge up those laptops and cell phones. I got USB outlets as well as, you know, regular old outlets on that side of the countertop as well as this side. And then if I move over towards the bed area, there's also some charging stations there. There's also lights at the bottom of this countertop, so woo-hoo, fancy fancy. And on top of that, we also have lights on the top of the countertop. This is a medium roof. It works out perfectly for me because I'm 5'3". But if you're any taller than that, I would probably encourage you to get a high roof if you're looking to stand in the van. There's also some insulation that took a couple of inches off, as well as the cedar planks, and there's floor insulation as well. So the floor insulation probably took about like 2 to 3 inches off, so just make sure that you're really mindful about your height and how much that's going to be taking from it. Alright, now we're going to hop over to the back of the van and I'm going to show you the ladder and the solar panels. These wires here are water resistant and UV ray protected, so I shouldn't have to worry about any of that. So there you see the Max Air fan. There's 1 solar panel at the front of the van, and then there's 2 solar panels at the back. For those of you who are interested in what kind of van this is, it's a Ford Transit 250 cargo van, medium roof. When you're like at a family or friend's house or whatever and you want to hook up to their electric system, you can actually use this outlet, 30 amp 125 volt, a shore power outlet. I'm actually gonna go grab the cord. So you just pop this bad boy in here, and then you're able to hook this up to whatever type of electric source that you have, even at campgrounds and stuff. I did not build this out myself. I worked with Kevin, who owns Dirtbag Conversions in Bend, Oregon. I reached out to Kevin about a year ago and it was like a 6-8 month waiting period because there are a lot of people who are interested in van life and want to get their van conversions professionally done. So if this is something that you're thinking about, I would encourage you to reach out sooner rather than later. And I will link his information below so that if you do want to reach out to him, you can do so. And I'll also add his Instagram below so that you can see some of the other work that he's done on some other vans.